we'll have Jimmy Lutz. Target 2 will be Braden Gellenthien.
On target 2.
Jimmy was the number 1 qualifier for the weekend. Braden, the number 3 qualifier for the weekend.
Yeah, both of them are having a really great day today.
They really are. I was watching some of their matches coming into this and very much in command all the way through.
Yeah, great weather we've been having here. No weather delays. They were predicting rain. That held off. Great temperature, not humid, just a little puffy clouds, and the wind's just a little bit picking up more than it was this morning when we first started the matches.
Yeah, we saw that in the last match. The wind picked up just a little tiny bit. I believe Braden is going to go first here. I think Jimmy deferred to go second in this particular match.
Yep, Braden shooting first, and usually what they do is the top-ranked archer will get the first choice if they shoot first or second, and then...
Yep. Braden's first arrow looks pretty solid. And that is a right side 10.
And as you see here on this match, the compound men decided not to have agents behind, or coaches behind them.
Coaches
so
behind the box,
they get to have their scopes up on the line, which in international events that's not allowed. The coaches have to have the scopes, but here in USA Archery, sometimes if you can't have a coach, then they let you have the scope so you can see what's going on, because since they're not allowed to go on the target, they can't see their arrows.
Right, exactly. Jimmy's got an X10 in there for his first 2 arrows. Braden a 10X for his second arrow. So both of them sitting on a perfect score of 20. Max score of 30 here. Braden lands another 10 for that perfect score of 30 to open it up with. And then Jimmy on his third and final arrow here of this match is a 9. A little bit left, a little bit low left.
Had a little bit of a twitch on that one, but
yeah, Jimmy has an interesting shooting style, more of a command shooter, so things can affect him a little quicker, but typically he responds very, very well to that. So Braden will have a 1-point lead after the first end. Now, again, this match, very much like the first thing that we just watched, this is cumulative score, and it's a race to 150, more or less. They get 5 ends of 3 arrows, maximum score of 30 points per end. Whoever has the most points at the end wins. Now, in the rare event that we have a shoot-off, I guess not so rare, but if we have a shoot-off, it'll be 1 arrow closest to the center.
Yeah, a few years ago they had for the compounders, if both of them shot X, it was an automatic reshoot, no matter if 1 arrow was closest to the center or not. They ended up doing away with that rule, and so now it's just, again, 1 arrow close to the center, and then it comes down to if it's within 2 millimeters, then it's the discretion of the judge if it's a reshoot or they're going to call it.
A winner. Yeah. That 2 millimeter rule is really pretty interesting. I haven't actually seen that play out yet, but I know it's there.
Yeah. I personally have not seen it with a compound, but I have seen it with a recurve.
I would imagine with recurve, yeah. And recurve, we'll see that here in just a little bit. Now, that'll be a longer distance than what we're shooting now. Now we're shooting 50 meters. And again, this is an 80 centimeter face, just like we saw with the women earlier in their last match. 80 centimeter face from edge to edge. It scores 10 through 6. So the center of the target is 10 points. Then there's a ring just outside of that, still within the yellow. That's 9 points. Then there's 2 red rings. The first red ring is 8 points. The second ring is 7. And then the blue ring, 6. And actually a 5 also down there as well. There is a 5 ring on this one.
Yeah, I dated myself earlier. Years ago, it used to only go out to the
All my
6th ring.
practice targets still have 6s on them. I figure if I'm out that far, it's going to be an issue.
Yeah, and anything past that blue line, it's an automatic 0.
It's a 0. And those are hard to come back from.
Yeah.
And you can see some flags up on the top of the target butt there, kind of give them an indication of what's going on. And of course, we have a wind sock out here that the archers can refer to kind of give them a sense of how hard and how fast the wind is blowing, what direction.
Yeah. Probably a little bit off camera, but the wind sock's a little bit more sensitive, and you can kind of tell the direction of the wind a little bit more than the flags on the target.
I see the recurvers pay much, much, much tighter attention to that than the compounders.
Oh yeah, with that 20 extra meters,
Yeah.
Our arrows are affected a little bit more than compound.
And a much slower arrow as well. So Jimmy's up first because he's trailing in the match. He's down by 1 point. So that means he leads off. his opening arrow is a right side 10. Braden sends one right into the line on the right side for a 10. So still tied up. And again, with these matches, all you need to do is touch the line to get the higher score. That's going to be a X, probably an X there for Jimmy on his second arrow. Braden also a 10.
10.
Still sitting a little bit low, but both of them solid 10s.
It just needs to be just touching, like you said. It 10's a 10.
Jimmy loses that one wide right as well. So now Jimmy trailing, depending on this last arrow that Braden's going to shoot. Braden sends it home for a 10, so Braden's going to have a 2-point advantage after 2 ends. And in this particular division, a 2-point advantage is...
That can be hard to come back from.
That can be hard to come back from. These guys, especially at the world level that they shoot at, I mean, Jimmy, he's ranked 12th in the world. Braden's ranked 6th in the world. Jimmy just coming off a huge win.
Yeah, he shot great in Colombia. He was on fire.
Picked up a medal of every flavor, of gold, silver, and bronze. So the gold individual, silver in the mixed team with Linda,
Mm-hmm.
and then a bronze in the men's team match. So really, really stellar week for him.
Yeah, and with that win for the individual, that's a automatic berth into the World Cup final that's going to be happening here in a couple months.
Yeah, I know that's going to be really exciting for those guys. That's such a hard accomplishment at that level.
Especially when they only take the top 8 in the world.
And years ago, it was pretty easy to get a couple U.S. men in there, or a couple U.S. women, but the rest of the world's been playing catch up and really putting the gas down. So
yeah, a lot of more countries are funding their compounders a lot more. It used to be that they didn't care about compound, and now you see teams like, hey, no, we want to play.
we want to get some of our people in there. So we're coming up on our third end here, and we do have the official there. It is 60-58, Braden over Jimmy. So Jimmy will start off this match as well. We have the same 2 arrow agents down there that we had earlier too. We do want to give a really big thank you, by the way. We have a lot of sponsors that make these events happen for USA Archery and for all these athletes that are here. This particular event is the Rebel Gear Buckeye Classic here in Dublin. But also, make sure you support and spend some money with some of our other sponsors. Hoyt, Easton Technical Products, Lancaster Archery Supply, Black Rifle Company, Black Rifle Coffee Company, rather, Win and Win, and the Easton Foundation.
Yeah, it's the first time the Black Rifle Coffee Company has been a sponsor for USA Archery.
I'm super excited to have those guys. I'm really a fan. I actually drink their coffee. I have it at home. So Jimmy's up first. Let's take a look at his target here and see how his first arrow goes. And he's good. He's inside the 10 ring at about 2 o'clock there. Good
Looks like
shot.
he made a couple of clicks, so he's a little higher on the 10 ring than he was the end before.
Little glitch there from Braden as the clock was kind of stalled before it started.
Yeah.
And he misses that one wide to the left.
That must have rattled him a little bit, because being at this level, you're so used to having the clocks run at a certain pace, and if something goes off, you kind of quickly have to refocus and bring it back to where you want it.
Jimmy's in there for a 10. Braden looks like he's settled down. Really great anchor, really great shot, and bang, right on the edge of the X ring at 2, 3 o'clock there. So Braden's right back into his full stride. But Jimmy was lucky enough to pick up a point there if he can hold this together and drop a 30 in there, and that's a low 9, so he gives that point right back. Braden at full draw. Good look there at him. Look how stable and steady he's holding.
Nice and
great
strong.
Shot.
Yeah, help.
Yep. So
He's gotta feel good
10-10-9
about
for
that.
Braden and 10-10-9 for Jimmy. No gain there for anybody.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting to watch. It's like you get the 20 seconds, but not full 20 seconds. It's like if your competitor shoots faster, your time starts as soon as they shoot. So you may think you get, oh yeah, I get 20 seconds. No, it's you could be up there and you have to shoot within 10 seconds of when you shoot.
Yeah, if they're super quick on that, then if they're a super quick shooter, and I've seen that before, especially at the World Cup games and things like that, where athletes will accelerate their shooting process just a little to put a little pressure on the opposing athlete.
Yeah.
Sometimes that works out really, really well.
Sometimes not, and then there's some times where you do take the full 20 seconds. It's like if the wind picks up or something doesn't feel right in your shot, so you hold a little longer.
Mm-hmm. We may see that this afternoon in the recurves, right?
Yep. Possibility. We don't like to admit it, but sometimes, yeah, we do.
No,
hold.
I've seen I've seen I don't want to say it's mental games, but I've seen the artistry of what you guys do on the line, and I'll be honest with you, the skill level and at this level is astounding to me. I look at recurve archery as almost impossible. Like how you guys even hit the bail at 70 meters. I mean, clearly it can be done, but so it's a lot of effort. It's a lot of work.
Some people say it's a lot of luck.
I would draft that right in there as well.
Yeah, it's definitely harder. It's like compounders, they have to be maxed out at 60 for USA Archery events, but they can hold only 15 or how much percentage of a let off. But recurvers, we're holding our full weight, and
You're holding all of it.
granted, I think there's only one archer in the world, Mario Nespoli from different country, that holds 60 pounds. All the other recurvers are probably in the 50s for the men and low 40s for the women.
Yeah, it takes a lot more effort. So there goes Jimmy at full draw for his first arrow. Sends it right in there, just off the X-ring at about 4 or 5 o'clock.
Yeah, it's close with just 2 points. Anything can happen, especially if the wind picks up.
Braden also just off of the X. Might be an X at 6 o'clock there.
And
Jimmy also in there for a 10. Solid shot.
Great grouping down there from here.
Yeah. Braden's also in for a 10. Braden not lifting off the gas at all here. But he knows he's got to put a lot of pressure on Jimmy to hold it together.
Yeah, I know these guys have been traveling together. They've known each other for years, so they put the pressure on each other.
And they know the skill level is there. They know that, at any given point, either one of them can shoot a perfect match. There's a pair of 30s, so no points gained there at all as well. So 119, 117. Braden leads the match, and you can see he leans in there and takes a quick look through the scope just to see what's going on.
Give a little click.
And I can see him just off camera here. He's given that just a couple of clicks just to tidy that up a little bit.
Yeah, especially when the wind is a little bit more consistent. You feel more comfortable to do a click here and there rather than
Sure.
aim just a little bit off.
Yeah, my hunch, looking at his group there, my hunch is he gave it a couple of vertical clicks. Well,
Nope, they're doing an arrow call.
I didn't. Probably for an X, I would imagine, because none of the 10s are anywhere close to the line.
Yeah. The X now is mostly for breaking any tiebreakers for arrow average for the national rankings.
Right, and we do have world records in these final matches that can be broken with X counts and things like that as well. We saw that, I believe it was Sarah Lopez that just broke that record, tied that record, right?
For 150.
Yep.
Yeah, I think she broke it twice. It's like she shot a really good score and then she broke it with that 150.
Mm-hmm. I believe she shot, I want to say 12 X's. So they're calling in the scores now, pulling the arrows. And that was end number 4. So it comes down to these 3 final arrows.
Yeah. And you can see the arrow agents, they mark the target for the arrow holes. And for that, granted, on these target butts, it's a rare instance that we either have a pass through or a bounce out, but to mark the arrow holes, then you can go down and see that, oh, hey, this arrow hole doesn't have a mark on it, so then you can kind of tell where that arrow went through the target.
Then you know. Then you know for sure.
Whitetail. All right, so Jimmy is still down by 2 points, so he will be starting off again.
And this is our 5th and final end. You know, it's funny, you were talking about the target bales there a second ago, and I just wanted to verify exactly who we were shooting. These are whitetail targets, and they are a big, giant sponsor of USA Archery, and probably your local archery club, too. These round bales are pretty rugged. Both archers come out of the gate slinging 10s. Jimmy's right on the left side X there. And that one's a low 10, but it's well inside for a 20. You can see Braden's hitting a little higher here now, so that the adjustment he made to his sight picked his arrows up a little bit. Oh, Braden lost one wide right, so he's now we're within a point. So if Jimmy can hit a 10 here.
Yeah, with the wind picking up.
All right, so Jimmy has shot a 30. He's done all he can do here. Braden needs a 10 for the win, a 9 for the tie. And the wind lays down just a little tiny bit. And there's it left side 10. That'll be Braden's match. Great job, fellas. I like that. That was nice and tight all the way through, only separated by 1 point. Braden is going to finish with a 148. Jimmy Lutz finishes with a 147 in this final gold medal match here at the USA Archery Rebel Gear Buckeye Classic in Dublin, Ohio.